schedule incarnations with specific functions. Uh, we try to understand shloka kramanka 1. Uh, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam
Narayanam
Namaskrityam
Namaskrityam Naram
Satyaiva
Chaiva
Narottamam
Narottamam Devim
Devim
Saraswatim
Saraswatim
Vyasam
Vyasam Tato
Tatah
Jayam
Jayam
Udire
Udire Nashtaprayashu
Nashtaprayeshu
Abhadreshu
Bhadreshu
Nityam
Nityam
Bhagavata
Bhagavata
Sevaya
Sevaya
Bhagavati
Bhagavati Uttama
Uttama
Shloke
Shloke
Bhakti
Bhaktir
Bhavati
Bhavati
Naistiki.
Naistiki.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, Today we continue Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 7, schedule incarnation with specific function, Shlok Kramanka 1. Shloka Brahma Uvacha
Brahma Uvacha.
Yatra Uddata Kshiti Tala Uddharnaya Vibrat
Yatra Udyatah Kshititala Uddharnaya Vibhrat.
Kraudim Tanum Sakala Yagyamai Ananta
Kraudim Tanum Sakala Yagyamaim Anantah.
Anta Maha Arnava Upagatam Adi Daityam
Antah Maha Arnaupagatamadi Daityam.
Tam Danstraya Adrim Eva Vajradhara Dadara
Tam Dastrayam Adrim Eva Vajradhara Dadara.
Brahma Uvacha
Brahma
Brahma
Uvacha.
Uvacha Yatra Uddata Kshiti Tala Uddharnaya Bibrat
Yatra Udyatah Kshititala Uddharnaya Vibhrat.
Kraudim Tanum Sakala Yagyamaim Ananta
Kraudim Tanum Sakala Yagyamaim Anantah.
Anta Maha Arnava Upagatam Adi Daityam
Antamha Arnavopagatamadiदैत्यam.
Tam Danstraya Adrim Eva Vajradhara Dadara
Tam Dashraya Adrim Eva Vajradhara Dadara.
Brahma Uvacha Yatra Uddata Kshiti Tala Uddharnaya Bibrat Praudim Tanum Sakala Yagyamaim Ananta Antama Arnava Upagatam Adi Daityam Tam Danstraya Adrim Eva Vajradhara Dadara.
Brahma
Hare Krishna.
Uvacha Yatra Udyatah Kshititala Uddharanaya Bibhrat. Kraudim Tanum Sakalyagyamayim Anantah. Antah Maha Arnavopagatam Adidaityam. Tam Tanstram Adrim Eva Vajradhara Dadara.
Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Brahma said, when the unlimitedly powerful Lord assumed the form of a boar as a pastime just to lift the planet Earth, which was drowned in the great ocean of the universe called the Garbhodak. The first demon, Hiraṇyākṣa, appeared, and the Lord pierced him with his tusks. Purport. Since the beginning of creation, the demons and the demigods, or the Vaiṣṇavas, are always the two classes of living beings to dominate the planet of the universes. Lord Brahma is the first demigod, and Hiraṇyākṣa is the first demon in this universe. Only under creation conditions do the planet float as weightless balls in the air. And as soon as these conditions are disturbed, the planets may fall down in the Garbhodak ocean, which covers half the universe. The other half is the spherical dome, within which the innumerable planetary systems exist. The floating of the planets in the weightless air is due to the inner constitution of the globes and the modernized drilling of the earth to exploit oil from within is a sort of disturbance by the modern demons and can result in a greatly harmful reaction to the floating condition of the earth. A similar disturbance was created formerly by the demons headed by Hiraṇyākṣa. the great exploiter of the gold rush, and the earth was detached from its wetless condition and fell down into the Garbhodak ocean. The Lord, as maintainer of the whole creation of the material world, therefore assumed the gigantic form of a boar with a proportionate snout and picked up the earth from within the water of the Garbhodak. Sri Jayadev Goswami, the great Vaishnava poet, sang as follows. वसति दशन शिखरे धरणीं तव लग्ना शशिनी कलंक कला एव निमग्ना केशव द्रुत शुकर रूप जय जगदीश हरे. O Keshav, O Supreme Lord, who have assumed the form of a boar, O Lord, the planet Earth rested on your tusks, and it appears like the moon engraved with spots. Such is the symptom of an incarnation of the Lord. The incarnation of the Lord is not the concocted idea of fanciful men who create an incarnation out of imagination. The incarnation of the Lord appears under certain extraordinary circumstances like the above mentioned occasions, and the performs a task which is not even imaginable by the tiny brain of mankind. The modern creators of the many cheap incarnations may take note of the factual incarnation of God as the gigantic boar with a suitable snout to carry the planet Earth. When the Lord appeared to pick up the earth, the demon of the name Hiraṇyākṣa tried to create a disturbance in the methodical functions of the Lord, and therefore he was killed by being pierced by the Lord's tusk. According to Srila Goswami, the demon Hiraṇyākṣa was killed by the hand of the Lord. Therefore, his version is that after being killed by the hand of the Lord, the demon was pierced by the tusk. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur confirms this version. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guroho Sri Yutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvecha Krupa Sindhuve Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. Here with continuing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2nd Chapter 7 Schedule Incarnation. A Shloka Kramanka 1 they describe about the Hiraṇyākṣa, which is the first demon. He here in shlokas, Hiraṇyākṣa is called the great exploiter of the gold rush. And here they also told that there are two types of classes of living being. One is demons and demigods, and the other are Vaiṣṇavas, describing about that. And when disturbance come, uh, then uh, earth which is floating on the on the Garbhodak Shai Vishnu earth fell down, and for that Krishna take the incarnation about the boar, how they take incarnation about the boar, all these they describing in this shloka. Prabhuji will tell us in nicely. Hare Krishna, Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So we are starting that very important discussions about this seventh chapter, which is about the scheduled incarnations about Krishna. So if we see this whole chapter is distributed into four parts, as you can see on the screen. The first part is up to shloka number 39, where we'll be seeing various incarnations of the Lord. So total 25 incarnations. So here we'll see the various Gun, Lila, Manvantar, Shaktavish Avtaras, Vibhutis, along with prime purpose of descent. And in 26 to 35 shloka, we are understanding the activities of the Lord Krishna. So the next part is going to be how we cannot understand Lord without his mercy. The third part is about Bhagwan being superior to Paramatma and Brahman. And the last part is a complete summary of whatever we have been reading through in the previous 49 shlokas. So the overall expansion and the dissemination of that would be happening. So what is happening is with today's shloka, Brahmaji is starting that profound narration describing the first divine intervention in the material universe through the Varāha or the Boar Incarnation of the Supreme Lord. The Lord, out of his sweet will, takes a boar form to rescue Earth and effortlessly dispatches a formidable demon. Let us see the contextual background first. So, the speaker is Lord Brahmaji, who is the secondary creator and the first demigod. The setting is a cosmic overview of incarnations, divine interventions, which is giving to Narad Muni, and purpose is to establish the supremacy of the Lord and his role in maintaining cosmic order. So if we see, there has been an always an eternal conflict, the demons versus the demigods. From the dawn of creation, two classes of beings dominate the universe. The demigods, who are the Vaishnavas or devotees, and the demons, who are the asuras. Lord Brahma, as the first demigod, represents devotion, represents order, while Hiraṇyākṣa is the archetypal demon, embodying chaos, exploitation. And that is where the first struggle initiates two different ideologies. Now, this duality is not accidental, it is part of the Lord's līlā to demonstrate the triumph of good over evil. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In the broader context of Bhagavatam, Hiraṇyākṣa and his twin brother Hiranyakashipu both were born from Diti and Kashyap Muni. And actually, they are the cursed doorkeepers of Vaikuntha, Jaya and Vijay, who incarnated as demons for three births to fulfill a divine plan and to give pleasure to Krishna. So, whatever is happening is as per the desire of the Lord. It's not that Jay and Vijay decided that they should be doing something like this. No. The philosophical significance. Let us first understand Garbhodak ocean and the cosmic geography. The whole material universe, which is just one fourth, the three-fourth part is the spiritual world. So this part is divided into two halves. One half is filled with the Garbhodak ocean, and the second half it contains the planetary systems within a spherical dome. And all these planets, they float due to divine arrangement and subtle cosmic laws. But disturbances like those caused by demons can destabilize this balance. Planets float like weightless balls due to their inner constitution, a balance of elements which is maintained by the divine will of Lord Sri Krishna. And disturbances, they result in the planets being caused to sink, as happened when Hiraṇyākṣa's demonic activities. Hiranya means gold, and Akshaya means sing. So he wanted to have more gold. So he did a lot of excessive gold mining. And because of this demonic activity, the equilibrium was disturbed. It was completely disrupted. The result was the earth could not remain in the position in which it was supposed to, and it plunged down in the Garbhodak ocean. Now, when earth is not in place, it also affects all the inhabitants because there are changes in the constitution of the environment. And as a result, there is complete havoc which is caused everywhere. And that is where the reason becomes sufficient enough for Krishna to appear, as you have discussed previously. Dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. And at the same time, paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrita. So the Lord, as the maintainer, as Vishnu, he intervenes. And this is vividly depicted in Canto 3 of the Bhagavatam, where Varāha lifts Bhumi, that is earth personified, from the depths. So this appearance of Varāha, the Lord assuming the form of a boar, not out of necessity, but as a līlā, a divine pastime. This incarnation is very gigantic, proportionate to the task of lifting the earth from the depths of Garbhodak ocean. So the Lord's form is not symbolic or mythological. It is Satchitananda, fully spiritual and purposeful form. This form is Sakala Yajnamayim, embodying all Vedic sacrifices, symbolizing how the Lord's incarnations fulfill scriptural injunctions. And so when Krishna picked up the earth on his tusk in the form of a boar, the earth appeared tiny on the Lord's tusk, just like a spot on the moon. And this emphasized the infinite power that the Boar Incarnation was having. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now look at the other side, the Hiraṇyākṣa, the first demon. He's symbolizing, representing exploitation, greed, atheism. And as a result of that, he became rebellious. Historically, he has an important role because he was the first demon to challenge the divine order. And the activities which he performed, he kept on drilling to remove gold, so disturb the earth's equilibrium, causing it to sink into the Garbhodak ocean. And now that is where we also need to understand that if the earth has been sinking because of his actions, we would like to see that the earth is never coming out. And because of that, he had to face his demise. When the Lord lifts earth, Hiraṇyākṣa challenged him leading to a fierce battle. Pierced by the Lord's tusk symbolizes the divine justice which has been met to Hiraṇyākṣa. Now, when Acharyas do a commentary on this particular shloka, there are different commentaries being mentioned about how Hiraṇyākṣa was delivered. Sri Jiva Goswami ji mentions that Hiraṇyākṣa was first killed by the Lord's hand and then pierced by the tusk. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he also confirms this sequence, emphasizing the Lord's methodical exclusion of justice. We'll be studying the whole story in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 18 and 19, wherein we'll be seeing the description of Hiraṇyākṣa mocking the Lord, the underwater duel between them, the demon's ultimate purification through death at Vishnu's hands, proving that even demons can achieve liberation via the Lord's touch. And look at the Vaishnava's perspective for the demigods versus demons fight. They understand that since creation, the two classes of beings dominate. Vaishnavas, the devas, the demigods, they are the upholders of Dharma. The asuras, the demons, they are the agents of adharma and exploitation. So this duality is not merely mythological. It reflects the eternal struggle between righteousness and unrighteousness. Now, this can be considered and extrapolated to modern parallels like oil drilling and earth exploitation. This is compared to Hiraṇyākṣa gold rush, and Prabhupada warns us. Second is this serves as a natural warning that modern demons, when they are disturbing inner constitution of the earth for looking at cosmic creation, what they are actually doing is they are risking cosmic imbalance. And lastly, there's a lesson for us that technological advancements must align with dharmic principles. Hiraṇyākṣa gold rush mirrors humanity's greed, reminding us that tampering with natural resources would result in future predicaments. Devotees are urged to live simply in harmony with Krishna's creation, and that is what is important. So we should live as per Krishna's will, practicing bhakti yoga to restore balance. So the devotional implications or reflections can be, look at the quote by Sri Jayadev Goswami ji in the Gita Govind. वसति दशन शिखरे धरणी तव लगना शशि निकलंक कलेवा निमगना केशव धृता नर हरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे. So what Prabhupada is trying to say is that, O Keshav, O Supreme Lord, and who has assumed the form of a boar, the planet Earth rested on your tusks, appearing like the modern engraved with spots. The poetic glorification, as we see here, it captures the beauty and majesty of Varāha incarnation. It emphasizes the Lord's intimate contact, holding all the creation, not as a distant observer, but as a living and loving protector. So incarnations are not imaginations, they are actually revelations. Reincarnations occur under extraordinary circumstances and they perform tasks beyond human imagination. Imitations by self proclaimed avatars, they are refuted by the grandeur and purpose of devotional creation, which is mentioned in the first canto. So the conclusions would be that the Lord is maintainer, just as a mother lifts her fallen child, the Lord lifted Mother Earth. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidhati Kaman. The Lord alone maintains all living beings. Second is true avatara recognition. Because avatars are not concocted by human imagination, they are committed by Shastra and Acharyas. So if anyone comes and says, I am such and such avatar, we should simply tell them, where is it mentioned in the Shastras? Look at Varāha's appearance. It was a divine response to cosmic imbalance. And Hiraṇyākṣa, he had a fall down, a lesson in the futility of challenging divine order. So this shloka has modern implications wherein there is a call to align human actions with Dharma, to have devotional insight that Lord's incarnations are real, purposeful, and awe inspiring. Devotional service is very, very important. This verse underscores bhakti as the path to understand the Krishna's pastimes. By hearing Vaishnavanam from pure devotees, one transcends material dualities. If you look at the story of the twins, Hiraṇyākṣa and Hiranyakashipu, we see that they represent sense gratification and false ego. Varaha slays the former, while Narsiya Avatar will handle the latter, showing progress after 5 years. So, this shloka we see is glorifying the Lord's mercy in maintaining the cosmos and defeating adharma. As devotees, let's meditate on Varaha's task as our shelter. And we can apply the learnings to our daily life. We need to avoid demoniac exploitations. We need to embrace humility like Earth's plea to Varaha. And we need to live the life chanting Hare Krishna for protection. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.